Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a favorites video because about 2 weeks ago I posted a poll on my Twitter asking you guys what kind of video you'd like to see next from me, and this is what went out. So let's get right into it. The first favorite I have is actually the hoodie that I have on at the moment. It says might see hell, and then has like a wavy kind of fade out of the words, and it is by Mitchell Davis, and you can purchase them on represent.com. Mitchell Davis is one of my favorite YouTubers that I've been watching since around 2011. He's just a very creative guy. The way he talks is just kind of whatever pops into his head. He says it. A lot of his videos on his YouTube channel are him just kind of saying whatever he's been thinking about lately, and I really, really like that about him because it's something I can really relate to. I've spoken to him a few times on Twitter, just, you know, back and forth, and I call him my digital dad. Because I love that guy. He is my digital dad. I call him digital dad and then the CD emoji. And, you know, that's my digital dad. Love him. He raised me into the internet queen I am today. But yeah, I'm gonna put a link to his store, his Represent store, in the description because this is just a very cool hoodie. Comes in a really great color that looks, you know, real good with my hair. Tell me this doesn't look like a look TM. He has this and he has a couple other like shirt patterns and I think a sweatshirt too. Not sure. Don't quote me on that because I haven't had money to pick up another one yet. But yeah, very comfortable, it's oversized, very comfy, very warm. Go pick yourself up one. You can get this in so many different colors. There's so many different shirts that just look really cool. I can't show you the back, but it has like a wavy symbol because it's part of his like wavy dash line that he's trying out. So go to the description and click on the link and get yourself a wavy dash item. Cause it's lit. Support my digital dad. The next favorite I have is actually a book. It's called Tithe, A Modern Fairy Tale by Holly Black. This is one of my favorite books of all time, if not my favorite book. I read this when I want to say about 13 or 14, that's how old I was. It's just incredible. I've read this book so many times and I really don't know how to describe it other than reading the back of it because I don't want to spoil anything. I'm really bad at telling my friends they should read books and then spoiling the entire book so they never actually have to read it. But the back of Tithe, to get like a description of what the book is. Welcome to the realm of very scary fairies. 16-year-old Kay is a modern nomad. Fierce and independent, she travels from city to city with her mother's rock band until an ominous attack forces Kay back to her childhood home. There, amid the industrial blue-collar New Jersey backdrop, Kay finds herself an unwilling pawn in an ancient power struggle between two rival fairy kingdoms, a struggle that could very well mean her death. Every time I read this book, it feels like I'm reading it for the first time. I know exactly what happens every time, and it feels like I have no idea. It's just so good. In Holly Black, I haven't read a lot from Holly Black. I've read the other two books that she's made with the same characters. It's not exactly a trilogy, but the way she writes it can be like is definitely read as a trilogy. I don't know if it is like an official one though. But the way she writes characters, she doesn't like add a crazy amount of description. It's not like pages and pages of what like a character looks like. It's a couple sentences here and there and you get like a perfect image in your head of what Kay looks like and what the main guy looks like. I know I'm gonna say his name wrong, so for anybody who's read this book, I'm so sorry. I know his name is like Roybin or something like that, but I call him Robian because the first time I read this, I did not read his name right, and that's the name that stuck in my head. So every time I read this, his name is Robian. Just so you know. Robian, fine as hell. Just so everyone knows, fine as hell. So read this book if you want to see some hot fairy guys and some hot fairy girls. Kay is fine as hell too. But yeah. Favorite book, so good. And then like I said, there's two other ones. Like I said, I don't know if it's supposed to be a trilogy, but this book's real good. Book is real good. Highly recommended, always. If anybody ever asks me, you know, what's a book I can pick up? This one. This one. And the other two books that she has written that involve these same characters, you don't need to read them if you don't want to get, like, a completed story, because this right here ends perfectly, and it in itself is, like, a completed story. So if you wanted to read the other two books, it would just kind of be, like, additional content. It's like a DLC for a book. But reading the other two books does actually kind of tell a broader story, but you don't need them if you don't want to read them. So, Tithe, Holly Black. Go pick up a copy. This copy is so old because I still have the Barnes & Noble price. The Barnes & Noble price is still there. I don't think I've been able to buy a book for $8.99 at Barnes & Noble since I was 14, so very good copy. I didn't really see a point in adding a book if I wasn't going to add a movie, because I know not everybody likes to read, and I know not everybody has the time, but some people do have time for movies. So, the movie that I'm about to show you is my favorite movie of all time ever. I have like a top 5 of my favorite movies, but this one I will never say is not my favorite. It is my #1 movie. This is a movie that I can very much relate to. It means so much to me. The first time I watched it, kind of felt like it kind of felt like parts of me that I didn't understand before I started to understand, and I feel like a lot of the movies from this company people feel that way about. So it is a Studio Ghibli movie called Whisper of the Heart. It's an older one, and it is not one of their most popular. I believe this was put out in 1998. Does it say on the back anywhere? Spirited Away was 2002. It doesn't say anywhere, but I think this movie was made and released in 1998. So it's an older one. It's not really, it's not very popular. There's no merch for it whatsoever, which is a crime. If I get to make merch one day, I'm gonna see if I can make some Whisper of the Heart, like, fan art merch, because this deserves merch. It's so good. And basically it is about a young girl named Tsukishima, and she loves to read. That's her whole thing. She spends all summer going to the library and trying to get as many books as she can. And she starts seeing this name in the books that she's checking out, which is Seiji Amasawa, and it is this boy. And it's a very like anime goofiness, you know, when they first meet. She can't stand him. He's real arrogant. He's a real pain in the butt. But as the movie goes on, they become very, very close, and they both kind of develop feelings for each other and realize that the dreams that they have won't necessarily mean that they get to be together, but they're willing to kind of put each other aside, not in a bad way. And I know saying that, like, sounds like it's really bad that, you know, they're just like, oh, like, my dreams are more important than you, but, like, they both realize that if they want to be together at some point, that they, you know, they gotta chase the thing that they're most focused on at the moment, which is their futures. And Shizuku kind of decides to pick up writing, and she, you know, she writes things that are really fascinating to her, and her and Seiji just, it just goes through their life over the course of I believe about a year. And you know, the way they're growing up, I think they're supposed to be 14 or 13 in this video, so it's kind of like a young love story, but also a story about realizing you kind of have to be your own person and finding what you love and what you want to pursue in life. And I love it so, so much. I feel like Shizuku and I are kind of the same person, even though she's so much younger than me. I don't know. It's a great movie. I, like, want to start crying talking about it because it means so much to me. And if you've ever seen The Cat Returns by Studio Ghibli and have no idea why it's called The Cat Returns, and you're like, this is the first time I've ever seen Baron and Muta, like, why, like, what are they returning from? This is actually the movie, because, look at that. Baron is right there. I won't tell you how he's in that in the movie, but he's right there. And I bet you saw Muda on the front cover too. Did you? Did you see him? Do you see Muda? So yeah, if nothing else, if you just want to see where the hell Baron and Muda originated from, this is the movie that you want to see. So, this next favorite is super dorky, but I can't, it's actually two things, but they're the same kind of product item. I love this stuff so much. I just showed you totally what it is. It is two of my amiibos. They are two of the only male amiibos that I have. I don't know how well focused this is going to be, but it is Link from Ocarina of Time. You have no idea how happy I was to get this for Christmas this year. And it is Waluigi from Mario. God, I love both of my boys so much. These are my favorite boys in the entire Nintendo universe other than Cyrus from Animal Crossing New Leaf. These are my boys. Ocarina of Time Link is my original boyfriend, and I mean Waluigi just wah! That's my Waluigi impression. Rate me 1 to 10 in the comments on how good it was. I am expecting 10s because I know I do a good Waluigi impression. But yeah, my favorite amiibos, they're so great. I am not an amiibo collector, as you can tell by the fact that they are not mint in box. I don't really like that idea, and I don't really have anywhere to display the boxes in my room, so two of my buddies, my favorite boys in the whole world. I didn't want to I have them set up somewhere on my shelf, and I did not want to take them off of that, but you gotta do what you gotta do for some favorites, am I right? I'm right. And the last favorite I want to mention is actually something I got yesterday when I'm filming this, because one of my best friends recently got to go to Disney, and she picked me up a really cool present, and I love it so much. She was able to get me one of my favorite, my original favorite Disney princess, because I have two now that I'm older, but originally Aurora was my favorite. That's a fantastic movie. Just Sleeping Beauty in general is an absolutely fantastic movie. I've always loved Aurora, not only just because of the movie, but my middle name is Rose. And I've always been obsessed with the fact that my middle name is Rose, and when I was little I was like, "Mommy, what does Aurora mean?" And she was like, "Oh, it means Rose." And I was like, I'm that princess. So my best friend was able to go to Disney World recently, and she brought me back this beautiful Aurora pin. I don't know how well you can see that in the camera, but look how gorgeous it is, and it has these fun little tassels on the side. Thank you, Nicole. I love you. This is, I think out of every pin that I own and have ever seen and wanted to buy, this is my absolute favorite pin, because not only is it from Disney World, but it is from my best friend, and it's my favorite princess, so thanks. Thanks, Nicole. I love you. Special shout out to Nicole. So that is the end of my favorites video. I hope you guys enjoyed it a lot. I'm sorry if it feels really short compared to my last one. I don't know how it's gonna be when I edit it, obviously, but I feel like my last video was very, very long because all I wanted to do was gush about Just Peachy. And in this video, I didn't really want to give away too much about the movie and the book, even though I think I probably gave away enough about the movie. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it a lot. I will put a link in the description for where you can buy the book, the movie, the amiibos, the hoodie if you want one. I can't provide a link for the pin, I'm sorry, but go to represent.com and buy some Might See Hell merch. Go support my digital dad. I don't know how, if he's uncomfortable calling him that. Mitchell Davis, I'm so sorry if you're not comfortable with me calling you that. Please let me know, because I will stop if you need me to. I'm serious. So yeah, guys, leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Put down in the comments any suggestions for videos that you want to see. Let me know if you want the favorites to be like a monthly thing or like an every like 4 months or like 6 months kind of thing. I don't know if I would have favorites enough to do every month, but I think maybe every 6 months or so. I could do that. I could swing that. I have plenty of stuff in my room that I could talk about. It's not necessarily recent favorites, but there's plenty of stuff that I could. Yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!